Hello, everyone, and I hope you're well. My name is Tanner Dagenais, and today I'm going to be talking to you about muscle testing. Now, muscle testing is so important because being able to speak to our bodies and find out exactly what we need to be eating or what nutrients we might be needing, I think is something that many people are missing out on because, everyone's always trying to figure out or follow this fad or that diet or this thing and, eat only this or eat only this. But in all reality, everyone's body is different. Everyone needs different nutrients. Everyone's at a different point in their life. So not everything works for the same people. Some people, their ancestors grew up eating certain things, and they're gonna be better off eating those things. So it's you can't. There's not like a one size fits all, and that's why it's best to consult our bodies, or essentially our mind, because that's what controls our bodies. What should we be eating? What nutrients do we need? And this part of our body really kind of lets us know this on a different level. Whenever we're hungry and we get that urge to eat, that our body is saying, hey, give me the nutrients I need. And when let's say you just ate and you're still hungry, right? Have you ever had that feeling? There's a reason why. It's because your body didn't get the nutrients it needs. So your body's still saying, hey, give me the food. Or give me this food or give me that, whatever, right? Until it gets the nutrients it needs. And so often we overeat to the point where our body just says, no more, just stop it, please, right? But we didn't actually get the nutrients that we needed. So this is why it's important to be able to speak to our bodies and really just connect with ourselves on a better level. So muscle testing, what is it? Well, I kind of explained a little bit, but muscle testing is a way to be able to speak to your body or your mind, to be able to understand what you need to be consuming for that day, or certain things like that. And you can ask it yes or no answer, or questions essentially, or questions that have a yes or no answer to them. And there I found it to be extremely helpful for my life. I learned it from a great man named Paul Chek. You can see his book here in the corner, How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy. Fantastic book, all about holistic health. But this man, Paul Chek, has a school that's international. And what he's found is that teaching people the muscle testing has been, a super important part for them being able to increase their health, being able to do the things that they want to do in their life, and to be able to move forward in their life and really expand on it. So he taught this as part of the Eat, Move, and Be Healthy group that I joined. When I and I well, so I read the book, but part of that book, or the reason why I even got the book in the first place, was because I wanted to be a holistic lifestyle coach. So that is something I've been certified in. So I am the holistic lifestyle practitioner. I got my level one certification. I highly recommend it if you want to understand how the body works on a holistic view. Uh, Holistic really just means like overall picture. So, mind, body, spirit, how does everything affect us, right? It's so important to look at it, the big picture. But more on the muscle testing portion of it, that's why I got into the muscle testing, and I've been using it in my life ever since I've learned it. And this has been like 2+ years of it, and it's so important because I can ask myself, what should I be eating this day? And often my body will say no to some things, and I'll switch it out. Like, okay, should I be eating this? Should I be eating this? Should I be eating that? And I listen to my body. So if my body is okay with having some ice cream, then I might have some ice cream. If my body is okay with steak that day, I'll do some steak or some chicken or whatever, some avocado oil, or should I cook my food with avocado oil or butter, or coconut oil, or what kind of oil, what kind of food should I be consuming? Should I be having this drink? Should I have some ginger beer? Should I have some orange juice? Should I have some just water? These things are all very important. Then these are the kind of questions you can ask yourself. And how much of this should I have? So how does it work? Well, it works by you essentially asking yourself a question, and then you testing your muscles. And the method that we'll be doing called the Duckbill muscle testing method. So essentially, the reason why it's called Duckbill is you take your fingers and make a little duckbill, and then you test your muscles based on that. And it works kind of in the way where if your body says yes, usually you'll be more resistant. If it says no, it'll be giving in. So your body becomes weak with things that it essentially, like, let's say you shouldn't be doing something, and because you're like, hey, should I be eating this? It says no because it'll make you weaker, and it shows you that by your muscles getting a little bit weaker. But when I was taught it, I was taught, that you're speaking to your body. And really what I've come to learn, because at the time that didn't quite make sense to me. How can we be speaking to our body and our body can't speak? But really, your body is controlled by your mind. And your mind, a specific part of your body called the subconscious mind, controls all of our bodily functions. So when we're hungry, it sends us urges to eat. And that's what I was talking about before. If we're still hungry and we still need the nutrients, we get the urges to eat, right? Or if we have to go to the bathroom, we get those urges to the bathroom. Your subconscious mind also controls your muscles and things like that. So and this is why it's essentially speaking to you or communicating with you and saying, hey, I need this, or I know I don't want that. It'll make me weak, right? So it's an awesome tool to be able to essentially create your own diet plan, just based, and you don't have to even go super far into it. You just like, hey, what do I want for food today? Do I want this or do I want this? And I'll show you exactly how it works in a moment. So the first thing you want to do if you are going to be doing muscle testing is first just believe in it. If you doubt it, your subconscious mind will like, hey, this doesn't work for us, right? Because your subconscious mind will actually take your thoughts as almost commands, essentially. So your subconscious mind will like, okay, this doesn't work for us, and it won't allow it to work. So allow yourself to believe it. Why not? Give it a chance. If you're listening to this, it's likely you've tried a bunch of different diets and fads and all those things. And did those things work? Probably not if you're still here listening to me. So, because they don't work for most people. And you gave those a chance, right? So give this a chance because it's part of you, and it's something that we should all be taught, but unfortunately we're not. So it's very empowering. Believe in it. The next thing you want to do is remove any electronics from your body. Smartwatches, anything like that. Take your phone out of your pocket. The reason why is because your mind sends signals down to your muscles through electronic signals. And so sometimes those electronics can change the answers that you should be getting. So avoid using those electronics. Take off the smartwatch, take off the phone out of your pocket, and you should have your phone in pocket anyways. And I'd highly advise against a smartwatch as well, because you just don't want electronic, the electromagnetic frequency radiation on your body. At least in my opinion, you should do some more research on that if you have questions about it. But the next step would be to remove jewelry. I don't think you necessarily have to, but for the purpose of this video, I will. Remove it if you can, because you just want to make sure you get the right answer, right? And for me, it's pretty easy. I don't have much jewelry, but for some people, they can't even take off their jewelry. So if you can't do it, then don't worry about it. But if you're able to take it off easily, just remove it. So you want to make sure you're getting the right answers, right? When you're speaking to yourself. The next step, you want to find a baseline for what a yes or a no would be. So and you can use your dominant hand. Usually use your dominant hand as like the duckbill. But in my case, I'm left-handed, and it just feels more natural for me to use my right hand as a duckbill and my other one. So you might be either or. You can kind of mess around with it and see which one feels better for you. So the duckbill and the testing finger. So what you want to do is kind of hold your fingers just straight out like a duckbill, right? And you want to get a baseline for how much pressure it takes just to override your joints braking systems, and not necessarily don't break it, but just kind of apply some pressure until it collapses in. So this is about how much pressure I can do before it closes in, and then it closes in, right? So that gives you a baseline for how much pressure you should be doing. So you don't want to just, in this method, you don't want to just force it as hard as you can or do whatever. You want to apply the amount of pressure, the same amount of pressure no matter what. So what you can do is then do like a yes or no. So, and you can either speak in your mind or you can say it out loud. You might sound like a crazy person to some people if you have a lot of people around you and you prefer to do it inside your mind. That's totally fine. So I usually say, body, would you like, or please show me a yes. And so what you'll find is you'll start applying pressure, right? And get to the point where it's overriding, and you'll still be more resistant compared to the last time you did it. Then Okay, thank you, body. And you want to conclude each question or each inquiry with your mind and your body, so that it doesn't get confused with certain things, because you might start to think that they're like the same question or there's part of the same thing and you can get confused. So clear it out. I just say thank you or nod my head or do whatever feels good for you there. So body, please show me a no. And actually what you'll find is I'm doing even less pressure than what I would normally be doing to even like. So when I was doing my baseline right, I found the pressure that I would just be able to stay open at. When I say body, please show me a no, it just gives in right away. It gives in so much quicker and so much easier. You can tell that your body is saying no to this, right? And so once again, your body is saying no, 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 no. It doesn't like the negatives, so it gives in the negatives, and they can tell usually what the food that would be negative for you in the time is. So then now we found the baseline. We got the yes or no answers. We can even go even a little bit further. So, and it can also, you can do things about like asking yourself the truth between certain things. If it's internal, so you can't, your subconscious mind can't just be like, oh, this is the lucky lottery numbers or whatever, right? Your subconscious mind would be more like, this is who you are. Like for instance, uh, body or subconscious mind. My name is Helga, and I'm 94 years of age of old. Is this true? Are you sure my name is not Helga and I'm 94 years age of old? I guess it doesn't want me to believe that I am a woman named Helga who's 94 years age of old, right? Because I'm not. My name is Tanner and I'm 29. So let's try that out. Right, thank you, body. All right, body, subconscious mind. Is my name Tanner and I'm 29 years age of old? Yes. I'm going to apply a bit more pressure. So it kind of gave in because I applied too much pressure there, right? So you'll find that if you can override it, you can force it hard, but it'll be more resistant than the no. So it just says no. It's not my name was not Helga. My name is Tanner, and I'm not 94. I'm 29, right? So it shows you that difference, and you can kind of mess around with this a little bit, and it's pretty fun. So then more practical. What should I be eating? What should I be consuming? So body, should I have some chicken today for lunch? No. Okay, thank you, body. Body, should I have um, some steak today for lunch? No. All right, thank you, body. Body, should I have my um, power shake today for lunch? Yes. And right now I'm actually doing a power shake cleanse, and my body is actually really loving it. So I do muscle testing with it every day, and this I order the products first, and I wasn't sure what to think about them. I heard really good things about them. Um, Great company from what I can tell, like organic superfoods. What's not to like? And then I tried it, and my body has been loving it, and has been requesting that consistently to go on the same schedule as what I'm supposed to be doing anyway. So it's pretty fantastic. But it's my body doesn't want the chicken, doesn't want the steak. It wants the power shake, and so the power shake, that's what it's gonna get. It's gonna get the power shake. But let's just say it did want the chicken, then you can start to ask it, all right, body, and you can start to ask it like, all right, body, do I want, one serving of chicken? No. Oh, and actually, what is one serving? So you got to kind of just determine what one serving would be for you. Usually, a good way to do it is like the size of your palm. Imagine like a chicken breast or something like that, or a drumstick or something. That's the size of your palm, and that'd be one serving. So you can be like one serving of chicken, one serving of steak, one serving of potatoes, one serving of this. And you can start asking yourself, how much do I want? Do I want one serving, two servings? Do I want a half serving of chicken? No. Do I want some sauerkraut? Yes. Okay. So I could have some sauerkraut today, and that would be good. That would be a good source of probiotics and um, nutrition as well. So I got some raw organic sauerkraut in the fridge. I might just have myself some of that after this, so my body's requesting it. So listen to your body. Your body knows what you want. Your body knows the nutrients that it needs. And also, like, body, am I thirsty? Yes. See, so then I might have some water, and that's what I'm gonna do right now because I am thirsty. I'm getting a little parched, probably from speaking. So you can do these muscle testing, and I know I said to say thank you out loud. So for the purpose of the video, I want you to know that I have been doing that conclusion in my head. It just becomes so automatic that I do it right after within my head. So if I don't do it every single time after I do one of these muscle testing things, just know I am doing it. It's just I've trained myself to do it automatically. So because I've been doing it for so long, right? And I've almost gotten to the point where now where I don't even need to have the muscle testing. Now I can just kind of close my eyes and think about something that I'm going to have, and like a yes or no will appear in my head, which um, is also part of the subconscious mind. Is very visual and likes those kind of things. So it's kind of cool what once you get more in touch with your body and your mind, you're able to start doing that thing without the need of muscle testing. But to start, definitely start with the muscle testing. Start to get more in touch with your body. And if you ever have questions over like, hey, it told me to eat this, it told me not to eat this, or it told me not to eat this, but I want to try and see how it makes me feel, right? Because sometimes your body is telling you not to eat something, not because it doesn't have the nutrients in it, but because it can be affecting you negatively. Like you might have an allergic reaction to it, or you might have, you might get more mucus filled up, or you might get bloated, or you might, um, have allergies to it or something like that, right? So you got to pay attention to that. And a great way to test out this muscle testing technique to see how it's working for you, and this is actually something I did, was I held a food journal. So I would write down what I ate that day, and then I'd write down how I felt, in the coming hours after. And it's important to note that the food in your system can affect you from like 24 to 78, or 24 to 78 hours or so. Um, it can affect you in that long period, depending on what your system is like with, working it out of your system and your digestive tract and, um, your colon and how fast it gets through your system. So it can still be in your system and be affecting you from a couple days before. So it's important to keep this food journal so you realize like, oh, and maybe you won't even know off the first time. Like let's say you ate chicken, like a cheesy chicken thing one day, right? And you start to feel like bloated the next day or low energy, or you started to get like a weird feeling in your throat, like a tickle in your throat, right? You're like, okay, maybe it was the chicken or maybe it was the cheese. So what you can try next time you have chicken or cheese is you can and what I recommend doing if you're doing this food diet is to try to rotate different foods into your diet. So don't always eat chicken every single day. You have like a chicken, have chicken one day, steak one day, um, bison one day, beef one day, or pork one day, fish one day, maybe no meat at all one day, veggies, and mix it up. So have different foods so you can get different nutrients in you. Your body will help you do that if you're doing the muscle testing. But you can start to ask your body these things, and then you can prove it to yourself. Like let's say you were told not to eat, or you ask your body if you should have some Chick-fil-A or something, right? And you eat it anyways. See how you feel after. I've done that before, and I started to feel really gross after eating that fast food. And I realized that, hey, my body was trying to protect me. It was trying to tell me, hey, I'll be weakened. I'll be in a state that I shouldn't be in if I consume this food. So it told me no. And that's why my muscles got weak. It was saying, hey, this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to become weak, or you're going to have these problems. You're going to have these problems. So ask yourself the muscle testing, and then prove it to yourself doing the food journal. That'd be an easy way to prove that it's working for you. And every once in a while, you can try going back to eating that one thing. A muscle test first, ask yourself yes or no, and see how it affects you. Sometimes my body will say yes to something, and I'll eat it, and then if I eat it again multiple times in a row, I'll start to say no to something because it doesn't. Usually, your body doesn't like to have too much of one thing all the time. Sometimes it is different. Like if it's certain things can be good. Like what I've noticed is like eggs. Mostly, I'm able to do it pretty consistently. I usually have a couple of days off, or a couple of days off after a period of eating eggs, just so I don't get like a food sensitivity or anything to that food. But like the power shake I've been having every day, twice a day actually, and it's my body's been loving it. So there's different things that you can do, um, that you can eat consistently, and it's fine. But some things you'll notice that you're going to start getting worse and worse, especially if you start to eat a lot of that junk, and your body said yes to it originally. It'll start to say no very quick because it started to get overwhelmed with all the toxic junk in you. But yeah, listen to your body, listen to what you want, and give yourself more options. So if you're just saying, do I want McDonald's or do I want Burger King? Do I want McDonald's? No. Do I want Burger King? No. Do I want Taco Bell? No. And it says no to everything. It's because it doesn't want that junk in you, right? So ask yourself, do I want some organic chicken? And it'll probably say yes. Do I want some organic steak? Do I want some of this? Do I want some of this? And then when you get to a point where it says yes to both things, what I like to do is, say, body, would I like steak more than chicken? Yes. So if I was going to eat a meat today, then it would want steak more than chicken. Or let's say, body, would I like, to have ginger ale or a ginger beer? Or would I like to have ginger ale today? Yes. Thank you. Would I like to have a ginger beer? Yes. Okay. Would I like to have a ginger beer over a ginger ale? No. So my body would want to have a ginger ale over the ginger beer. And there are healthier versions of these things. So I don't really drink sodas very often. But I did find a nice organic ginger beer and ginger ale. So that is awesome because you can have those things every once in a while as long as your body's okay with it, as long as it won't affect you negatively. And I eat so healthy so that I'm able to sometimes, enjoy a little bit of something. So something that Paul Chek talks about is the 80-20 rule, where you eat 80% of the time. You eat very healthy, you take care of your body, and then about 20% of the time you're allowed to do something else, and your body's able to make up for it. And that's usually why your body will say yes, or what I've noticed, my body will say yes to something. If I have been eating very healthy, and it says, okay, yeah, you can have a little bit of this, that's fine. That's not going to harm you because I'm already so healthy and I'm able to protect you, and I'm able to keep you to that level. But overall, you don't want to be putting that junk in your body at all. But sometimes you can't do it if you're on the road, and you have no access to things like any good healthy food sources, and you really need to get some food in you, then you might need to compromise a little bit. But that's why it's so important you start to eat healthy now, so that if you do have to compromise a little bit, that's okay because your body can protect you, your body can keep you up. And what you will find when you start to eat what your body is asking you to eat is that you'll have more energy. You start to feel better. You might start losing weight. You overall will be feeling better and doing and being healthier because when you get the right nutrients your body needs, when you're not putting in the junk food that you used to be eating, you'll notice that just overall you're healthier, you're feeling better, and not only that, body wise and body image wise, your mental health will be better because your mind and body are connected, and this is part of the reason why your mind cares so much about what you're eating and will give you these yes or no answers because it's connected. So if you don't get the right nutrients, your brain won't be able to operate as efficiently. You'll have that brain fog that a lot of people have. So I hope you guys learned some information about the muscle testing. And if you do have any questions about it, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to speak to you about muscle testing or about health or about self sabotage in general. And if you know something's wrong, if you're eating something and it keeps affecting you, make the change. Remember, nothing's going to change if you don't. Nothing's going to change if you don't make any changes. If you keep eating that same crap, you're still going to be feeling the same way. And if you're having troubles making those changes, know that the subconscious mind, the part that controls and gives you the yes or no's, it's also influencing you to kind of stay the same, which can seem confusing because this part of your mind, you know, says to eat something healthy, but it'll also kind of keep you where you're eating that unhealthy food. And it does this because it's trying to keep you safe within the society you're in. So it's all about matching your surroundings. So if you want to start eating healthier, a good way you can start to do it is to surround yourself with healthy food. Start cutting out those negative imagery, like the advertisements and the TV shows where they eat like fast food all the time and all that crap. Right? Stop going out to the fast restaurants and watching your friends eat that food. And that way you can start to get more positive reinforcements. Start, putting up pictures of healthy food. Start telling yourself you want to eat this healthy food. Start telling yourself you're craving this healthy food. Start to be more drawn to it. Anyways, I hope you guys learned some more information. And yeah, if once again, if you need any assistance, reach out to me. I'd love to be that person. We can hop on a Zoom call and we can chat for a bit. I'll put the link below so you can schedule a Zoom call if you'd like. Or you can always message me directly on my Facebook and get in contact with me that way. Anyways, and I'll put my email down as well so you can contact me that way as well if you'd prefer to do it that way. So I appreciate you guys listening. Please share with other people if you like this, and give this video a like. It will help get more people to be able to view it, and hopefully more people will be able to get in touch with their bodies and be able to eat the right foods so they can start to move forward in life and feel better and stronger. Thank you.